Hello and welcome back to the Perth to Paisley Podcast, episode number 227, a podcast covering the team that thankfully left it late last night. Heart Midlothian are now, well, as we currently speak, 3 points clear at the top of the Scottish Premiership. However, last night when they won the third Edinburgh derby of the season, it meant that they went 6 points clear. To discuss all of that, I've just also had a thought that we're also going to be going to Ibrox potentially. No, let's not get into that right now. We can talk about that later. I've just suddenly had a panic attack about it. But anyway, talk about that. I, as ever, am Danny McIver, joined by Adam Kennedy. Adam, I've seen a lot in the last 24 hours speaking about the quality of the game, how much football was actually played, whether or not the right team won, if any team deserved to win. Do you give a single shit about any of that?
No. In a word's answer, no, I don't. This was quite an emotional derby for me, actually, McIver, because I missed Craig Halkett's late winner at Tynecastle.
Yes.
Um, Given I was over in Canada, at my fiance's best friend's sister's wedding. Jesus, that's a bit of mental maths there. So was naturally celebrating in and amongst a bunch of confused Canadians who had no
Yep.
idea what was going on. Um, but this was actually the first Tynecastle derby that I went to since obviously my dad had passed.
Of
So
course.
yes, for the most part, it was a largely forgettable game. But thanks to a certain someone popping up with a goal, what 4 or 5 minutes from time,
Yeah.
um, it's turned out to be a memorable one, and hopefully it's led to three pivotal points. But in terms of the game itself, yeah, not a classic, but we found a way, and that's ultimately all that matters. So, thank you, Harry Milne. Thank you, Thomas Magnuson. Um, and yeah, thank you to everybody that was there to witness that, because that was right up there in terms of Tynecastle moments. That was fucking good, particularly given how, for the most part, shite that game was.
Don't know what you're talking about. It was top class from minute one to minute 94.
Can I actually say you have been very bold in taking this episode on, because not only are the other games taking place, so you've got no around the grounds. We're
Yeah.
literally dissecting the
Yep.
entire derby. How we're going to drag an hour out of it, I simply do not know. I think most of it will therefore be the preview into what's a massive match this weekend. Um, but yeah, our timing recently has just been absolutely god awful.
Yeah, it has.
Unlike Hearts in midweek, so better late
Yeah,
than never. That's what they say,
exactly.
isn't it?
Exactly. As Adam said, we were knocked out the fucking cup by Falkirk. So there was who gives a shit about around the grounds? We're not caring about the Scottish Cup. The only thing I haven't even seen the draw. I just know that Rangers and Celtic got each other, and that's infuriating because, of course, it's when we're not in the competition that one of them gets knocked out before
I'm
Hampden.
trying. I'm trying to work out the rest of the draw. I think it's St Mirren, Partick Thistle. Is it Falkirk at home to Dundee United or Spartans? And that leaves whoever Aberdeen or Motherwell get. Who will they play?
I can try and find out for you right now
Oh my God, who else got through? That's terrible.
because, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, like I say, I'm not really bothered as to who goes on to win the Scottish Cup. Why have I thought of three of the four ties? But yeah, I
Dundee
can't think of
United
that last one.
versus Dundee United will play Spartans.
Yeah, that's right, because that game obviously got cancelled. But the
Yeah,
winner of that goes to, who did I
Dunfermline.
say?
Who knocked out Hibs?
Dunfermline. That's right.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, Dunfermline versus Aberdeen or Motherwell, Falkirk versus Dundee United or Spartans, St Mirren Partick, and yeah, Rangers Celtic. That's right. That actually, as you rightly say, so fucking annoying, because now it just feels like when was the last time that Rangers and Celtic drew one another
Before
pre-semi-finals?
Hampden. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Um,
infuriating,
so it's a
but
it's a big opportunity, but listen, can't grumble too much,
aye,
given what's happening in the Scottish Premiership, which is just unfathomable,
yeah.
unthinkable, unbelievable. Just please keep it going.
Well, my stance on the Scottish Cup is the same stance that I have for as we're talking for the next hour. Come on the well. I want Motherwell to win it. Just
So
because
that
that would
I,
be
given I've
nice.
placed a free tenner on them at 14-1,
Oh,
and
well,
now
that would be good.
now it looks like the draw's opened up. So
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if St Mirren win it. St Mirren win a cup double after St Johnstone won a cup double. Fucking hell!
Insane. And we
And
win a
we've gone
league.
out.
What a season!
I was going to say, and we were at fault for one of them crashing
Aye.
out of the League Cup on
Yeah.
pens.
Wild. But anyway, who cares about that? We're here for the big boys, the
Yeah,
Edinburgh
exactly.
Derby.
Well, the big boys and Hibs.
Aye. So, Hearts lined up in a return to the 4-4-2 with actual wide men in it. Not just centre
Hallelujah.
mids and CDMs played out of position. So, it was a starting back five, if you include the goalie, of Alexander Swallow in goals, left back Harry Milne, Stuart Finlay, left hand side, captain Frankie Kent on the right hand side, and at right back, the one player playing out of position was Ocean McEntee.
Because, of course, it wasn't going to be
Yep.
square pegs and square holes.
Nope. A midfield two of Benny Bedingame and Mark Leonard, and then all the attackers possible, basically. Alexandros Kizaridis on the left, Islam Chesnikov in for his first start of the season on the right, with Claudio Braga and Landry Cabori up top together. When you saw the team, what do you think?
Bold.
Yep.
I think, my only kind of grumble was McEntee at right back, not necessarily the inclusion of him. I just feel as though he's much more effective in the middle of the park. Um, I was very surprised to see Islam Chesnikov get the nod, but
Yep.
then given what we've kind of learned recently, what with his kind of secondary pre-season and the intense fitness regime that the club have obviously put him on,
Yeah.
I don't know if that was specifically for this game in mind. Um, I think the front two pick itself. Again, I think there was question marks as well, wasn't there, over centre half who would partner Stuart
Yep.
Finlay. Your mate Frankie Kent got the nod.
Yep.
And despite you saying that if he starts we won't win, thankfully that was a good bit of reverse psychology from you because
Well, I also,
we
however,
played quite well and we did somehow win, so we'll take it.
before the game, I did say to people that I think losing to a Frankie Kent captain Hartside is a top 5 embarrassing moments for Hibernian Football Club. And it ended up
Football
happening.
club.
That is still my favourite thing they've ever done. I still love that so much. But yeah, I was happy with the team. I would have liked Altona to start, but I understood it in terms of it was very attacking, and Altona is a very attacking fullback, and Milne's an attacking fullback. So we would have had basically like Kent and Finlay holding the fort if we didn't have McEntee.
I also think it's because their biggest threat probably came off that left flank, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With Nicky Cadden that has obviously got history in this fixture at this very venue. So
Yeah.
to an extent, I think the other kind of the right hand side of Hibs' team was relatively unknown. So when I actually saw that Harry Milne and Alexandros Kizaridis were both starting on that flank, I thought, brilliant. This is obviously the area in which we're going to target and hurt them. One of the aforementioned players I thought was by far and away our best outfield player,
Yep.
and the other that I've just spoke about, arguably one of our worst performers. I mean, what's
Yeah.
happened to that guy? Where is he?
I don't, we'll get into it because there's a moment that I want to speak
it's
about.
not even like there's instances though, McIver, because I said it at the start of the ep. Like talking for an hour about this game is going to be nigh on impossible.
Yeah, we're not
Like,
going to do it. This is going to be one of the 45-minute, 50-minute episodes, folks. Strap in.
because it really was
The quiz is really fucking easy, I know, so we can't even drag the arse out of that.
terrible. But yeah, I just one of those things, isn't it? I mean, we've obviously we've seen that somebody's about to become a father. That the character that I'm referencing has become a father, and no coincidence, his form has dipped since then. So it's that has to be it because I don't have the answers otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. However, the game actually started on the other side because 4 minutes in, Chesnikov plays a really nice dummy and it allows Kabori to run through on goal. However,
That was
his
a great
effort
dummy.
it was a really
I
good
forgot all
dummy.
about that. And that was encouraging. I think that's again we've spoken recently about kind of games at Tynecastle, and the derby takes care of itself
Yeah.
atmosphere wise, but I do think that to kind of calm people's nerves and ease their fears and worries, I think we needed something like that.
Yeah.
Like a big tackle or
Yeah.
an early shot. These tiny wee things that don't matter much in the grand scheme of things, but all kind of contribute or could potentially contribute to the result in the end.
Yeah.
So that was encouraging. And again, Islam Chesnigov in his first start, obviously eager to impress. That that was fine by me. That was okay. Like you've arrived here. Don't get me wrong. I don't think for the remainder of the game he did an awful lot. But that was a nice moment. It could have maybe led to something. Kabore is another one where it's like I don't know. I can't help but root for him.
I like
But
him.
but my God, does he make it frustrating at times? Because it just I don't know. If he brushed up on his finishing ever so slightly, I don't think he would be here. I think
Yeah.
he would therefore be the complete article. But just sometimes you're just expecting the net to bulge with him, and you're so disappointed when it doesn't. I can't. I don't know what it is because I do like him, and I think he's effective. He gets us up the park. He uses his body quite well. It's just kind of that last element, arguably
Aye.
the most important element.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. With Chesnikov, I find him interesting because he showed a lot of what I want in a winger. He was quite tenacious and he was going into a lot of stuff that we didn't see against Falkirk. And it was like, good, that's what I want you doing that. Um, but just
Rather than
his
put your hands on your knees and
aye,
blowing out your arse.
aye, exactly. But just his actual attacking output wasn't very good and it was quite limited. But I'm kind of like, okay, that's all right.
It's
Like,
early
if we
days.
just build on this, like,
Yeah.
okay, fair play.
Can,
Um,
can I say you mentioned the kind of aggression of both flanks there?
yeah.
I think a large part of that, I was expecting a big performance from Kizaridis because I thought, having been hauled off in Paisley, he
Oh,
would be determined to kind
yeah.
of put that behind him and go, listen, we go down to 10 men again. It's not fucking me you're taking off. You're going to be taking
Yeah.
somebody else off. It just didn't really transpire that way for
Especially
him.
because
It wasn't,
Paslak for them got hauled off at half time against Dundee United
yeah.
because he'd been so terrible. So it's like it's the perfect person to come up against to do that.
100%. And it just never really transpired that way.
Yeah.
It was a really, really disappointing performance from Kizaridis. But this is kind of the bonus of the squad being in its current state,
Yeah.
is that Alexandros Kizaridis didn't have his best game, but somebody has managed to step forward and nick the
Yeah.
winner. So
I would say
like
also, I would say he had his worst game. I think this was Kizzy's worst game by
I
a mile.
I I I think it's right up. I think it probably would be. Yeah, yeah.
It's the first time
That
I've
you've been
been
really frustrated
actively
with some of
angry with
his.
him. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was the last thing he did. I know we're jumping ahead really far here. It was the last thing he did before he got brought off for Mato. Where Braga did what I fucking love Claudio Braga with all my heart, man.
oh,
He
what a
was
boy.
sensational last night, even though he didn't score. Um, he did really well. He win it down by me, the kind of near side of the main stand at the corner flag, did really well, won it. Then Kizzy had the chance to like hit the byline and cross, but he did what every single human being in Scotland now knows what he's going to do and try to cut in, and he just like immediately lost it and gave up. And it's the first time I've been actually annoyed at him, where it was just like, "What are you doing? I knew you were going to do that 4 seconds before you did it."
And you weren't the only one in the crowd. Like obviously, like it's just one of those instances where again, because of where I am in the ground, I'm like
Mhm.
looking behind, and you see everybody kind of flail their arms in
Yeah,
frustration. And it's like there's instances as well where you just like leave the ball behind you, and I'm like, no,
yeah.
no, 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 like you're one of the most effective carriers in the league. Like,
That
where
happened a
does this
lot
come
last
from?
night, actually. A lot of Hearts players were just taking their eye off the ball before they did something with it, and it meant that they
So
were losing it.
strange.
Actually, that is a perfect segue into the 9th minute because McEntee crosses a ball in who did really well to win it, keep it in play, and crosses it in. And then both Kabori and Braga aren't paying attention to each other. So Braga ends up like acrobatically sending it flying over the bar. But then we've mentioned him and what was hopefully going to be a negative for Hibs, but was very much a positive in the opening 10 minutes. Paslak gets on Milne's blind side completely, and one through ball allows him completely in. However, thankfully, his like cut back to Martin Boyle is terrible, and it drags Boyle out. And then as a result, Boyle has to cut in, stop for a wee bit, tries to find Dane Scarlett in the middle of the box, but ends out for a Hearts throw in the end. I couldn't believe they didn't score. Now, there was elements of I saw people at the time being like, what is Milne doing? Why doesn't he know that? My angle, and you'll all be shocked to hear this, is that I felt Kent didn't warn them. Like, Kent's watching all that happen. He should be shouting, yes, I'm aware. Harry Milne should be aware of his blind side, but it's still his blind side for a reason. He needs someone to say, there's a
Is that
runner
Alan
in behind.
Finlay, though, as the nearest centre half
Yeah,
to him?
maybe. I thought looking back at it, Kent was further forward because Finlay had been up. But I might be wrong. It might be
Oh,
Finlay.
fair enough, maybe.
Whoever is closest to him, I think they should be communicating better with Milne to let him know. But we got away with that one.
Yeah, big time. I mean, it's funny. Like, I see people say that Hibs dominated proceedings in like the first half or whatever, or like just had spells where they were on top in the game. Don't remember Swallow having a save to make,
Well,
really.
Swallow made one
I
save in the
think
game, and
there's
it was the Boyle
one
one.
from Boyle. Yeah, the
Yeah,
drive, and that's
yeah,
basically, and it's he's near post, so it would have to be a hell of a strike to beat him at his near post.
yeah.
But other than that, like I thought Hibs were really toothless up front.
I thought they
Like
were really
I,
poor.
I fancied them to score at some stage. I just hope that obviously we would score we would score more than they would.
Yeah.
But like really, really powder puff up front.
Dane
Um,
Scarlett really surprised me with how bad he actually was because I watched that Rangers game, right? I watched the full 90 and I was impressed, ironically, with Andrews in the middle of the park when he came
yeah, he
on.
was good.
And then considering how badly he did at Tynecastle, I couldn't believe it was the same guy. But Scarlett, I felt like you could see a few things he was doing, and then apparently against Dundee United, he was very good and he was linking up constantly and bringing others into play. I remember him chesting the ball to Cadden once, and I was like, oh, okay, he's done quite well there. He, like, took the ball at the sky in a single motion and chested it across to Nicky Cadden. But when he got subbed off, I was like, oh, God, yeah, you've played the last, like,
Yeah, no, he was pish.
hour?
Really poor.
I also think that's
I
Martin Boyle's worst performance I've ever seen from him.
I was literally just about to say, and I think Martin Boyle always proves a pest and a nuisance, but here he wasn't. And
No,
you're not surprised that either of them were taken off,
no,
are you
not at
really?
all. I'm actually surprised that young boy Eldon didn't come on earlier.
Are you?
I thought he would. It just felt like one of the things where it's like you chuck him on for the
Just a,
kind
a
of like,
roll of the dice or whatever.
aye.
Yeah.
On the 14th minute, Kizzy fires well over for the edge of the box. However, I
At least
kind
he
of
gets a shot away. There was an instance
does.
as well. Sorry, I feel like I'm picking on Kizarides, and I promise you I'm not, because I adore the guy and really want him to recapture his best form. But there's an instance where he just drives in from the left-hand side, and he literally goes all the way over,
Oh yeah, yeah. He just runs
and it's
along the
like
edge of the box.
runs right along the edge of the box, and then eventually sends the most tame effort you've ever seen. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, as you say, like you know that he's cutting in. But even him trying to get a shot away, it just wasn't happening for him at all.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that he lasted as long as he did in terms of
yeah.
not being hauled off. But so annoying.
Um, on the 41st minute was kind of one of the biggest talking points. Good pressure for the front line made Rocky Bashiri fire a ball into the sky. Braga
He's
ends up winning it.
fucking
He is
terrible.
terrible. Bashiri is Bashiri is one of the players. You know how you just have it in your head that you never see what people say about a
Yeah,
player, where it's just like I understand that people were like, no, listen, Bashiri came in and was a comedy figure, but then he really grew, and last season he was amazing. Anytime I watched
no,
Hibs last season, even in that
he's
14 game
terrible.
unbeaten run, I was like, he's shit. It's just that he's scoring goals for corners, so people are like, oh, well, now he's class. He is terrible.
I mean, you said it there. He is a joke figure because Hibs signed him by accident. Like,
Yeah,
and he starts. Like that speaks volumes as to
yeah.
how bad he actually is.
But don't worry, we'll get to a big moment with Rocky Bashiri later on,
Oh,
thankfully.
exactly. Arrest my case.
Aye. Braga does really well to win it out the air, plays it to Kabori. His shot, rebounds off Kizzy, then Kizzy gets it back to Kabori. He has quite a tame shot, but it kind of actually lines up quite well for Chesnikov, who sprints in and somehow sliding gets it up and over the bar. However, in the process, he collides with Salinger. And I'll be honest, I thought with the way Salinger stopped moving, I thought he was knocked out. But thankfully, you see that actually, no, he was okay. But my brain then just starts thinking, we've had a guy sent off in every game. Is that going to be looked at for danger, for like excessive force or something like that? Is Chesterkov off? Are we going to have it? Is it going to happen again?
Andrew Dallas is just peering over his
Aye,
keyboard with a headset
exactly.
ready to go into.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could not believe that he missed because it
yeah,
was obviously right in front of me, and I thought, oh
yeah.
my God, this is it. We're going to fucking score. Like, he's going to score. He's going to become the instant hero. And then it just ends up ballooning over the bar, and you're, oh my God.
Yeah.
But that was it in terms of it. Like that
Well,
was
that takes us to half time, and that was 0-0.
arguably our biggest and best chance because again, the
Aye.
opening 45 was woeful.
We just didn't get going. And this
No,
obviously you mentioned it there. A lot of Hibs fans and some neutrals have been like, Hibs dominated the game and the least they deserved was a point. I think the most they deserved was a point because they did not do anything
no,
to make it feel like they deserved to win. They just kind of kept it tight. And that's what
and that's not
frustrated
saying that
me.
we did either.
No,
Like,
that's what I was going to say. What
yeah,
frustrated me was that, listen, we've seen it. We saw it in December for the first 50 minutes where I was like, we're terrible, but everything's clicked for them and they're on fire and they're
yeah.
doing really well. And like, there is an element of you hold your hands up and go, well, listen, it's their day kind of thing. The frustration was I was sat there going, they're shit and we're doing nothing against them.
And we've chosen the worst fixture of all fixtures to have our worst home performance of the season thus far.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was my thinking, and even though we've got the result, I'm probably still on that
I
exact
think it was the
same
worst home
viewpoint.
performance, yeah.
Like United was bad, Kelly was bad, but again, they're made worse by the results. Here we get away with it because of the result, but that shouldn't excuse how poor a performance
Yes.
it was. Now,
Aye.
am I expecting Hearts to be faultless for 38 games? No, because I've followed this club for 24 years. We know the score by now. I, this was just a classic Edinburgh derby
Yeah.
in that, for the most part, it was pretty poor. Every other punter that doesn't support Hearts or Hibs was moaning about the state of the quality, yet they still tuned in because there's a late winner, and more often than not, it's Hearts that are on the right side of it. Is
Yeah.
my way or my way of thinking. Um, I don't think it was going to be a classic because of how nervy and anxious we were
Yeah.
heading into that off the back of the St Mirren defeat, heading into the game at the weekend. Um, it's an equal balance of relief and joy
Yeah.
come the end of it because yeah, it wasn't great, but 3 points that's all that matters.
Second half starts, no changes from either side. In the 52nd minute, we get a corner. Milne plays it short to Kizzy. He then backheels it to Milne, who shoots for the edge of the box low, but Salinger holds it. However, it does flick up and potentially look to go in behind them, but
Was that one of
Salinger
our
does
two
well.
shots on target?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Correct. Milne was
I,
at the heart of both of them.
and I was going to say, like, our delivery from corner kicks was poor. This is one of the ones where we don't deliver into the box and
Yeah.
it very nearly results in a goal. So just
Um,
one of those things. Like you can't put your finger on it.
yeah.
Sometimes it takes something a little bit different. Hibs will know about our threat from set pieces because
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
everybody does. So
Yeah.
you've got to try and mix it up every now and then. And here it's just unfortunate that it doesn't quite lead to anything.
Well, spoke about poor corners. In the 57th minute, one of the moments of the game, Mark Leonard swings in a corner and it is just straight into the hands of Salinger. And they counter quickly and play in Nicky Cadden. And then for the first time, to be honest, in the game, Nicky Cadden found himself one-on-one against a player. And that player was Chesnikov, who is not a defender by any means. He plays a cutting ball across and it is put on a plate for Martin Boyle. But we have spent the last 20 minutes saying it's probably his worst game in the season. He really didn't turn up. He was terrible in an attacking sense. Without Alexandros Kazaridis, we don't win that game because he
No,
is the one
exactly.
tracking back, making a huge block. And listen, I turned to my brother and went, that is fucking brave. Getting it up the Hibs fans when it's
Oh,
0-0
what
with
Fib?
half an hour left is
What a
brave.
fucking hero.
It's brave. But listen, I know you could just kind of be like, ha, it's Kizzy, like blah, blah. I
But he
think
knows their shit.
it speaks to the mentality of the squad that is like, we are going to make a chance and yous are going to fail here.
Absolutely. And I saw somebody make the point again. I'm really sorry that I can't credit who I saw make the point on Twitter, but I thought they were spot on in what they said. It's like the last 12 months, that shows you the type of character that Hearts are signing.
Yeah.
If it was under a previous regime or some a Scot that's kind of that's career has dwindled, like they made the example of Barry Mackay. Barry Mackay would still be
Yeah.
in the fucking Gorgie,
Robert Snodgrass would
just
be in the Hibs box.
just jogging back maybe towards the
Aye.
centre circle. Whereas here, Chesnikov and Kizaridis
Yeah,
again,
it's our two wingers who are doing it. Yeah.
exactly. But I can criticise Kizaridis for his lack of offensive output. His kind of defensive doggedness
Yeah.
was impeccable, and that's faultless because again, even when you're not having the best game, the crowd appreciate that, and that warranted a decent response from the Hearts crowd because it wasn't his best evening's work. But as you rightly say, isn't it funny how offensively it might be like the winger that gets by his man that one time for the perfect delivery, whereas here it's gone the other way, and that defensively it's that one instance where he's the one that's switched on and doesn't get caught out.
Yeah.
Like like I say, I love the guy. I'm just desperate for him to get back to his best because he is a match winner, and I think he could be one of the ones that could prove the difference come the end of the season. I really do.
In the 68th minute, Hibs take a quick throw, which is quite different to what they had been doing all night, as it was just Jack Iredale isn't actually that good at throwing it long, but he's
He's an
going to keep
arsehole.
trying. Um, he doesn't take this one. Nicky Cadden takes a very quick throw, and it's eventually swung into the box by Cadden, drilled across, but Boyle blazes it over the bar. As I say, I thought it was the worst performance I've ever seen from Martin Boyle against us. On the flip side, because there's only one other thing that happens, he's not come up in a single highlight, but I do feel like outside of Milne, our best outfield player was Braga, because just the I feel like I'm a broken record every week. The amount he works for this team is unrivaled. We're speaking there about Chesnikov and Kizaridis tracking back. When watch it back, Braga is running through the centre. He try and get back. Like he's a mile away, but he's still giving everything. The amount of times where lost balls, he wins everything in the air for being a guy who isn't
I
that
know.
big. Like it's absolutely wild.
He's quite slight, but
Yeah,
he's not afraid to put himself about either.
nah.
Yeah, he's
He's
top
just
quality.
exceptional. I don't care if he doesn't score from now until the end of the season. I'd love that not to be the case. But his worth to this team is so much more than just his
Yeah,
goals.
agreed. Totally agreed.
But talking about goals, because in the 85th minute, some changes are made.
As time is dwindling on,
Yeah. Mato comes on. Who, by the way, this is so unrelated, but I saw this today. Did you realise that a
was it the president
Ugandan
of Uganda? Yeah,
princess was
or the
in
princess?
the
Wow.
ground watching because Mato, and I saw like a big part of Ugandan
So she's
football
away with his
Twitter.
shirt. I
Have it,
think.
yeah,
Did I see
have-
that? Yeah.
they've really picked up on the fact that Mato has played twice and both times we've won. So they're like, right, just keep playing him, and it's fine because they never got on against
Yet to
St Mirren.
concede a goal with him on the park.
Exactly. He did come on for Kizaridis, and that allowed Harry Milne to just kind of show Kizaridis what you're meant to do as a wide player.
The one decent ball down the
Aye.
flank all evening.
Suto for Hibs came on, and good God, what a waste of time he looks. I was told he's the one that scored the winner against Dundee United, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Header.
I was told by so many people, listen, my driving instructor's a Hibby, and he was like, he looks
Sorry to hear
good.
that.
He looks good. I saw so many Hibs fans be like, hey, he looks all right. That man,
He wasn't afraid to chuck himself into challenges when he came off the bench, was he?
well, that's what I'm saying. He just looks like
Fucking
fucking
hell.
Connor Salmon. Just a big guy who's shit, but will jump into folk.
A big brute.
Unbelievable. He fouls Finlay. Now, because I've seen what's happened on social media in the last 24 hours, can we just all agree that that is a foul, but it's soft? But you see 100 of them given every single game.
I, I didn't really appreciate it till I then saw a load of Hibs fans moaning about it. I mean, it's incredibly soft, and it does lead to the winning goal, which is I can see why they're incensed. But equally, I actually thought David Gray spoke really well post match. He says that it's an avoidable goal. It's a frustrating goal to concede because they can easily prevent the cross. Like
Yeah, there's so many times you can stop that goal after the free kick.
and even then, from said cross, Magnuson loses his man. So
Yeah.
it's it, like yes, it can be annoying given the circumstances and the initial kind of decision, but you should have enough in that instance to prevent that from happening. Is my stance because Hearts offered nothing for a good hour plus. For 85 minutes, we offered nothing.
Yeah.
Really, it was that Milne shot, as you say, from the corner that again, like you didn't ever really think that was going in. And maybe Chesnikov should keep his effort down. That's basically the only two instances where you thought that Hearts were even close, remotely close to
Yeah.
scoring.
But Harry Milne beats his man and whips in a ball on the ground. Rocky Bashiri decides to not defend. Jamie McGrath just goes, I can't be arsed, really. I'll be totally honest with you, folks. And Big Tam Magnuson, who, listen, we've spoken about Magnuson. I think every Hearts fan has spoken about Magnuson a lot because you just don't know what you're getting on any day when he walks across that white line. And I said to my brother, I turned to him at about the 70th minute and went, bring on Magnuson because he's a force of nature. You just could get class or shit. And thankfully, I like this type of Magnuson though. The one that comes off the bench, does something class, and then we get to celebrate. Because that's what he was at the start of the season when he just was a bit part player.
We spoke about kind of rolling the dice earlier. He's very much a roll the dice. Just make something happen. See what he can do.
Yes, exactly. And what he can do is have a delayed run into the centre of the box. And listen, at the time, I just see the ball go in the back of the net, go ballistic, ended about 5 seats along from where I was originally at. But I didn't appreciate how good a finish it actually is.
Phenomenal finish.
It is unbelievable.
It's so easy to snatch at that.
Yeah.
And he does everything right in terms of open the body up, just caress it into that bottom corner. You would not have been surprised had he blazed it immediately over the bar or wide of Salinger's right hand post. It's just an exceptional finish. And it just feels like absolute daylight robbery. You cannot beat that feeling.
Which are the best ones. The best ones. And listen.
Undoubtedly they are.
Listen, before that game last night, I was on the bus. I finished work at 6. Got a bus. I work on Leith Walk. So I was like...
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm literally a 10-minute walk for Easter Road. So quickly got on a 25 to Heriot Walk and go all the way up. Got off the bus. But when I was on the bus and I saw the team, I started to get confident. Because history shows us when Heart and Midlothian need to win derbies, Heart and Midlothian win derbies. Everybody in the 48 hours in the build-up was saying how all the pressure's on Hearts. They need to win this. They need to win this, not just draw it. They need to win this. And that is when I think we're at our best. Because when Hearts need to win a derby, Hearts win a derby. I saw some people say it's the biggest since 2014, the relegation derby. It probably is in terms of the impact it had. And I went into that day, the exact same thought. I was thinking, we will win this because Hibs just do not have it in them as a club when it actually matters to beat us.
No, they don't. It's I find all these narratives that exist in the media bizarre. I mean, I know we obviously both went to the game, but if you stayed at home, I feel sorry for you with the Premier Sports coverage.
Yeah.
Why in God's name would you have a presenter that is as talented as Connie McLaughlin is? And I think she's excellent at her job.
Yeah, she's
really
fantastic. Yeah.
And then you pair her with the two clowns that are Alan Hutton and in particular Charlie Mulgrew.
Yeah, Hutton I find quite like just nothing. I'm just like, oh, whatever.
Can take
Hutton's
or
there.
leave you, but
Cool.
Mulgrew,
Yeah.
fuck me. I mean, how much of a bitter bastard do you really have to
Well,
be? I mean, first of all we heard was, oh, it's 7 or 8 games. Enjoy it, because it won't last. We're now into nearly mid-February.
yeah.
Charles, it's been 26 matches. There's 12 to go. We are here or hereabouts. Just fucking wind your neck in. Or at the very least, accept. I'd have a lot more respect for Charlie Mulgrew if he just came out and said, you know what? I got it wrong about Hearts. Hearts are here to stay. You can see that because they've had 3 setbacks, and immediately from every single setback, they've bounced back the very next match. But no, instead it's just, oh well, I've got an affiliation with Celtic. I played for Celtic for however long. Hearts, nah.
Well,
If anybody challenges my beloved boys, it'll be Rangers, and it's like just
that's what I mean.
fuck off.
I'm not angry at McGrew. I'm like, how are
I'm more
you?
angry at the broadcasters for having him on. You're
Yeah,
trying to tell me that there's not an ex-Hibs player and an ex-Hearts player that
yeah.
you can couple together for that very game.
Even if you want a Celtic perspective, I can't fucking stand the guy and hate him with all my heart, but just get John Collins on. Like I can't, I hate that guy. But my issue with McGrew is it's like you are paid to give professional analysis.
Yeah, and it's
What
just a
you
gut feeling
gave,
that he
yeah,
has. Yeah,
what you gave
spot
is
on.
is worse than a guy in the pub. Because a guy in the pub can at least tell you why he feels like that.
Yeah, his was just a, oh well, it's just like
I've
they've
got
been
this
lucky.
feeling. And it's like
Yeah,
he's pushed on it. Why? Hutton gives a very good answer where he kind of goes, I don't think they'll do it, but like obviously Tony
it's the
Bloom was
first
there
stage
last
of their
night.
project and
Yeah,
whatever else.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like actual
Because Mulgrew
fucking
just doesn't even want to
punditry.
recognise that.
Yeah,
It's
just awful.
it's incredible. Like, and he was talking about how the majority of Scottish football fans will want the Hearts to win it. I'm not one of them. Well, hold on a minute. Like, you're on a Hearts Hibs game, so you should be neutral from the very get-go. But that's obviously
Aye.
anti-Hearts. And even then, it's like there's just no. I find it baffling. Like, everybody has moaned about the old firm duopoly for countless years. And the very minute that somebody mounts a sustainable title challenge, it's like, nah, don't want it to be
No having
Hearts.
it. Yeah,
No, I'll take anybody else, but don't want it to be Hearts. Well, whose fault's that? This
yeah.
is this is the exact. It's kind of a belief that I have. I honestly believe that Hearts are the most hated club in the country for no real apparent reason. Just people actively dislike us, and I don't know what it is, but I fucking love it.
Yeah, I was
And
going to say, I hope that's the case. That's class.
and make no mistake, McIver, if we go on to do the unthinkable here, oh my God, I will turn into the biggest arsehole you have ever witnessed, and fucking rightly so.
As opposed to the lovely guy that you are anyway.
Just the bit of a dickhead that I am now.
Yeah, you're just at a level of dickheadedness and you'll be a massive prick every day. But to circle back to the main point in hand, get it so far fucking up, you Hibs. Ha ha! Complain all you want
Oh,
about all this shit. I'd rather have Big Dale McInnes telling you to fuck off in promotional material.
how
Excellent.
good is that?
Top class. So good. And I agree with McInnes, where he said, he was like, Hearts fans will not give a fuck how we played because we won. And I liked how bullish he was. Being like,
To Brian McLaughlin.
being like, you shut the fuck up about St Mirren.
What was his his obsession with Paisley? And
Yeah.
like we lost the game.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's
dry
going
your
to
eyes,
happen.
Brian.
Like, yeah.
Christ, I just said how, for the most part, we're not going to be faultless. I've got no qualms with Hearts losing games. We lose games just like every other football club on the planet does.
Yeah.
Like, I really
Exactly.
don't understand what. Again, it's like, oh well, what we've been beating Paisley, so that wipes out the previous 25 games or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
So,
Crazy.
so good. Last night was excellent. Top three moment of the season, probably the second best moment of the season behind the other 1-0 when just
For me, it was number one because of how poor we were and the fact that I was actually there
that
to
is
witness
probably
it.
true actually. Yeah, because
It makes it funnier.
yeah, definitely. And listen,
And the fact it was a must win, whereas
Aye.
in the early stage of the
it was just
season,
like,
it was
oh, this is exciting.
yeah, that's nice, beat Hibs. Whereas
Yeah.
this was like, no, we need
That
to
probably
fucking
is.
beat Hibs.
Yeah, that is a good point actually. And here's hoping Tam Magnuson's partner has his baby that is like 5 days overdue at this point. Fair play to him, by the way, for saying to the media, "Oh, I told the squad I'm going to score
I
to
love
make
that.
our water break." What a
So,
hero. Big
that
time.
type of arrogance, stroke confidence, big
Yeah.
time. What a man. Love it. And now you're a Hearts hero. Like
Yeah.
I can I just say, cards on the table here. I was saying to my pals that in the pub prior to the game, I was like, I'm a bit on the fence about Magnussen. I think there's moments of brilliance and otherwise it can be brutal. Here, Hearts hero for life, big
Yeah,
time.
that's it. It's his
That's it.
Ollie Lee Derby moment, kidding. It's like,
You're
that's it.
etched now
Yeah,
forever.
that's it.
What a man.
And here's hoping that he gets even more closer to a Hearts hero status, like he almost did the last time we went to Ibrox, where he could have
Yes.
scored in the final second of the game. Now,
The slowest trickling
the so
shot to ever hit the
yeah,
post that you've ever seen
exactly.
in your life.
Yeah. Now, we are currently at 9:10 on the 11th of February. And as a result, Rangers in the 53rd minute are 1-0 up against Motherwell. I will, however, mention that
Forget about
Livingston
that.
have equalised at Parkhead
No way.
through a Robbie Muirhead penalty. So it is currently
Fucking hell.
one each in the 66th minute there. So come on, Marvin Bartley, someone
Oh
I never
my
thought I'd
God.
be saying.
Wow. Jesus. And Celtic had, as you would expect, seemingly battered them.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, please, Livingston. I
But listen,
beg you.
as we
And
see,
imagine if they drop 2 points to a penalty at Parkhead, the conspiracy theorists, they will be out in full force, I can assure you.
listen, we've seen
Wow.
recently it's play till whenever Celtic score. So I
Oh,
don't think that that'll be the final score. So let's imagine we are going into Sunday 3 points ahead of Rangers and 6 points ahead of Celtic. Is this more a must win or a don't lose?
it's a don't lose.
I would agree.
It's a don't lose. A point would be
Big.
decent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
point would be
I,
big.
just because it's obviously it's in our hands and it's out of theirs. But they will see this as a massive opportunity to pull level on points with us at home, having not beaten us in the league so far this season. Yeah, the pressure's all on them, really.
Yeah.
We've kind of gone from the pressure being all on us to beat Hibs to the pressure really being on Rangers. Everybody will say that it'll be on us. But again, I think that's just who you listen to. I think that's various narratives in the media and what have you. Um, Hearts are the underdogs in this title race.
Yeah.
The fact that we've even given ourselves a chance is incredible. If we can come away from Govan not level on points with Rangers, I see that as a success given the games they still have to play, the games we have to play in particular prior to the split. Everybody saw this five, didn't they, of St Mirren,
Yeah.
United, Hibs, Rangers, as we've been breaking them down as a tricky quintet. I think if we avoid defeat here, I think that's a decent result. I'd take that.
Do you play the same starting 11 that we started against Hibs, or do you want to make any changes to it?
I'm actually delighted that you brought this up because the midfield tr duo, as they were last night, of Benny Beningame and Mark Leonard, I'm not convinced. I
Well,
think
we've
it's
not
one or
mentioned that.
the
We didn't
other.
mention him at all. I thought Benny was utterly abysmal.
Really poor. And I thought he was
Really
poor at
poor.
Paisley.
Yeah,
I would be tempted to make two changes. I would bring in Magnussen for Benny Beningame. I
same.
would play Leonard, McEntee, and Magnussen as the midfield three. And it's then at right back. I I don't know because again it was is Halkett back for the
Halkett's
weekend?
back. Yeah.
Halkett's back. It would be harsh on Kent, but I obviously
It
want
has
to
to,
keep
Halkett
Halkett
has to come in.
alongside Finlay. So it's actually three changes. Right back's the only thorn for me because I'd play with a front three. I think you do play with a front three, and unfortunately that means Braga's then pushed out to the flank. But again, off the ball, he and Kizaridis would give you
I wouldn't
a
necessarily say it
headache.
does mean that.
No,
I
what are
think
you
he,
thinking?
I think he might drop Kabori and play a
Ooh,
front three of Kizaridis, Braga, and Chesnikov.
no, I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that either. But that front three would be yeah, that's a good shout actually, because they would give you a relentless work rate off the ball.
And then you have a
Um,
three of McEntee, Magnuson, and Leonard just cleaning everything
behind
up.
that, yeah, I don't mind that. Who would your starting right back be though?
Altona. So just
That that is bold at
Altona,
Ibrox.
Altona and Milne to press up with the press, but also they're good enough to get back. And McEntee and
I'd be
Magnuson can.
concerned defensively about Altena, I'll be honest.
That's fair, but with the midfield three, Magnuson and McEntee can go each
Drop
side
in.
and drop in
And I suppose
to
if you've got
cover.
Halkett on that side supporting
Yeah.
Altena, then that's yeah.
I don't
All right.
think he will, by the way. I think
No,
he will play McEntee at right back. I think he'll go with the same team.
do you?
Yeah, I think
So
he
no
will.
place for Magnuson, even though he's nicked
Nah,
the
I think
winner
the only change, sorry, will be Halkett. I think he'll bring Halkett back in for Kent.
for Kent.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't see him
Go on.
changing anything else. There is no part of me that thinks we can win back-to-back games at Ibrox. Have we ever done that in our lifetimes? Have we ever fucking done that ever in our history? Never mind that in our lifetimes. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the best we can, and I know
We
they're
can come away
playing
with a
badly,
draw.
but as we're an hour mark and they're 1-0 up at Motherwell, and Motherwell are apparently dominating, but Rangers are getting the
I
results because that's
fancy
what
them
this
to win
Rangers
1-0
team.
tonight because
Yeah,
exactly that's just what they do.
that is what they do right now. I'm going to go one each. And I would take that. If somebody said you can just have one each
All
before
day,
it, I'd be
mate.
like, absolutely.
All day. Yeah, agreed. Scorer?
Braga.
Bastard. I was going to say exactly Braga. Because I feel like he's worked great
Well, we
recently.
can have it because the last time we
Earned it.
both predicted a goal scorer and a winner, the result came in. So fucking say Braga, we'll get
Yeah,
one
okay.
each.
All right, one each Braga. There you go. Stick the
Right.
mortgage on it. It's about to
Yeah,
happen.
exactly. Do not blame us if you're homeless by the end of Sunday night after Valentine's Day. Right.
that'd be an awkward one to explain to your wife, stroke fiance, stroke girlfriend.
Exactly. Right. Well, before we go, hey, we've managed to drag this out. Fair play to us, by the way. Fair
I
play.
think it was the kind of larger point surrounding clowns in the media. Let's just call them.
I didn't expect the Charlie Mulgrew tangent to happen.
No, but it angered me. It angered
Yeah, and
me
it was
so much
justified.
because I wasn't at the game, and I literally saw some of Premier's coverage and thought, like, that is what the taxpayer pays for.
Yeah, it's wild.
Or, just yeah,
Wild.
sorry.
So we have the quiz. I
I've
will
cooled
be
off
honest.
now. I've cooled off prior to the easy quiz. but
It is
we'll
quite
see
an
how
easy
easy it is.
quiz. It's kind of just a ha-ha, let's laugh at the opposition we had.
Oh no.
So you've got two normal questions, a true or false, and a multiple choice. We start with one of the normal questions.
Oh,
This is weird. This is the weirdest question I've ever asked you, and probably the hardest question.
Listen, I wouldn't go that far. There's
Wait
been a
until you
couple of
hear
weird
it.
ones, but,
Wait until you hear it. You had to be paying attention post-match.
oh Jesus.
Who received one of the sponsors' man of the matches last night?
Sorry, this was seemingly the easy quiz.
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is the one hard one. And by the
It's got to be
way,
Harry Milne. It
well,
has to
no.
be.
So this is what I was going to say. Harry Milne got the club one, but
All right,
one
okay.
player got the sponsors. And I will give you a clue. My entire section all went, eh?
I will say it's Kabori.
No. Inexplicably, Benny Beningame got it. And I think it's
hell.
just because the table wanted to meet Benny and
Probably.
chat with him.
What a lovely young man.
But
a guy.
what do you mean Benny got one of the man of the matches? Unreal. That is just
Listen,
steaming
McIver.
Hearts fans buzzing.
Don't fucking disrespect my Congolese king like that again.
He was terrible.
He was poor, but my guy is better than that.
I
We
still
all know
love
he's better
him,
than that.
but he was terrible. Right, true or false? Last night was Hearts' 151st Edinburgh Derby win.
True, 151.
Correct! In their 150th year, we won our 150th Derby and our 150th first. Get
Both
it
with
so
late
far
winners
up
in 1-0 victories.
at Tiny. Get it so far up them, man. Your multiple choice. How many points clear of Hibs are Hearts? Are we 15, 16, 17 or 18?
Well, having seen the fantastic TikTok that was made by the Heart
It's
Midlothian
so good,
Club
man.
actors,
It's so good.
I believe that is minus 18 in Leith McIver.
It is. It absolutely is. I was working there today and I could feel it.
Wrap
See?
up warm, folks.
Exactly. See, I tell you it's an easy quiz because we're just taking the piss out of them.
I mean, if I'd have paid attention to Benny Benigbe getting somehow inexplicably getting a man of the match, I could be on for a full house here,
You
but
could
never
be.
mind.
And the last question is a normal question. Who scored the winner for Hearts against Rangers last?
Oh my God. My mind's just gone blank. Finlay scored. Shanklin scored the other at Tynecastle. Who scored first? It was Finlay scored first. Was it? Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. It was. Yeah, it's Shankland. Has to be Shankland.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, but I can't even think of the Rangers' goal at Tynecastle now. Oh, it was right at the end, wasn't it? Big Charmiti. So Shankland's was Shankland, isn't it?
Well
Please don't
done.
be Finlay. Yeah,
Yes.
oh thank
Stuart
God for
Finlay
that.
scored in the 38th minute. Lawrence
Oh
Shankland
my
scored in the
God.
44th. And then,
I
yeah,
do apologise. Got round the houses there, folks, but got there in the head.
he's trying to drag it out. It's fine. Yeah,
Don't let on.
Chermiti scored the weirdest goal I've ever been in attendance for because nobody made any noise
Yeah,
because it was the
yeah.
last kick of the
I
game.
genuinely forgot that they'd scored. When you
Yeah.
said the winner, I was like, "Do we not win 2-0?" And then I was
Yeah,
like,
I
"Oh
think
no, wait a
everyone
minute."
just collectively went, we won that game 2
Yeah,
0.
that's so weird.
Right. So well done. 3 out of 4 for the easy
Thanks.
quiz.
Fuck you, sponsors. Well, if anybody
Right.
wants to sponsor the podcast, please
Yeah,
do get in
exactly.
touch.
Aye. Are you ready for the Who Am I?
Yeah, hit me with it.
I played in one of the most iconic derbies of all time. I've exclusively played in Scotland. I have won 2 honours in my career. And I have exactly 100 appearances at one of my former clubs, but then no more than 50 for anybody else. Who am I?
Oh,
We'll get this man's Wikipedia up.
I've got Stephen Presley in my head, but I'm pretty sure he went abroad, didn't he? Did he not go to like Randers or somebody random?
Is that your question? Did Stephen Presley
No.
go to Randers? It would
Did
be a
Stephen Presley
bold
did
question.
Stephen Presley head to Denmark in his playing career?
Yep.
Um, oh my God. One of the most, but then I'm trying to think of the iconic derby. Well, that would have been the 4-zip Hampden. Great days. Paul Hartley, my man. We're in the very top. um,
Yeah.
oh my God. I'm gonna have to narrow this down to the year. But
That's fair.
between what year or which seasons did they play for Hearts, McIver?
He made his debut in 1996 and left in 2004.
Okay, could have done without that. Um, so presumably then this is
Actually, do you want me? I'll be even
Happy New
kinder.
Year.
I'll be even kinder to you. Wikipedia has him down as 1993 to 2004, but it's because he came
Jesus.
through our youth. But he made his actual debut for us in 1996.
93.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
4 years before I was even born. So you can, it's fucking old.
Your words, not mine.
All right, you're only a year off.
Oh my God. Right, let's think about this. So 96 he made his debut.
Yeah,
That has to be around the Graham Weir kind of era. Played exclusively in Scotland again, like could do the clubs, but that's early on in my Hearts heyday, so do I really know them? Maybe, possibly not. Oh, Jesus. I feel like just narrowing it down to a position would help. But if they, because you said they played in the iconic derby, that doesn't necessarily mean that they scored in it. Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. What position did this man play, McIver?
this man was a goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper. Oh my God. Signed in 93, but didn't make his debut till
So that's
96.
what I was saying. So it has 93, but that's because he came. He was a youth player for us. So he started his career with us. But he made
This
his
is
first
difficult
team
because
debut for nice
I'm
in
pretty
Nicey.
sure Craig Gordon was the first Hearts goalkeeper I ever saw. So anybody prior
Okay.
to that, I don't have a fucking clue.
Craig Gordon was definitely the first Hearts goalkeeper I ever saw. Oh, the Ox is on for his debut, by the way, should I just say? Is it
Yeah,
still on
he'll
each?
get the winner, no
Aye,
doubt.
well, it's fucking nailed on, isn't it?
Ah, written in the stars. Oi, oi, oi. A goalkeeper. And when did you say that they left Hearts? 2004.
2004. It says it's weird. It says Wikipedia on the little box says 2003, but in the actual text it says 0304. Oh, well
I,
then I guess
I
that is 03. So sorry, I'm wrong. It's 2003.
makes no
It's
iota of
one
difference. I
season.
don't. Yeah,
It's
I
one
don't have a
window
clue.
difference basically.
I don't have a clue as to who this is. I really don't know. Who would Craig Gordon have been competing with at that time? Oh my days. No, I've not got a clue as to who this is. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like this is going to come back to bite me. If it's somebody obvious, then I
I would say, by
apologise.
the way,
But
this I do not include this in the easy quiz. This was the hard quiz. It was an easy
oh, thanks,
quiz.
mate.
So,
Yeah, cheers. No, I appreciate
all right.
that.
Oh, do you want to know another clue that I've just read
Sure,
just now?
go for it.
One of my honours came in a final against Hibs.
Oh, oh, was it Livy League Cup? Who's in goals? Oh, Jesus. Was it Livy in the league? Oh, no, don't answer that because it's
You've used your two questions. It
yeah.
would bring disrepute to the
Oh,
coveted "Who am I?" if I answered that.
oh, it must be. Oh, think, man. Nobody's coming to me, McIver. Not a single soul. I know it's wrong, but I'm just gonna have to guess Steve Banks. I know it's fucking wrong.
The correct answer is Roddy McKenzie.
Ah! Why don't you say his name?
The man who was in goals.
For the Livy League Cup final, wasn't he?
Yep.
Fuck.
And on
Oh, I should
Happy
have got
New
that.
Year as well. He conceded the
Oh, I
four
should have got
goals.
that. What was his other honour? Wasn't with
So he
us, was it?
won he won the Challenge Cup when he was on loan at Stenhousemuir.
No, it's Stenny.
He was on loan
Oh,
once
Roddy, I'm
and
so sorry.
um,
If you just so happen to be listening.
you're
I
actually
knew it was you, but
devastated.
I couldn't have told you who was in goal for Livy that day. Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah, so the clues are I've played in one of the most iconic derbies of all time. He was in goals for Happy New Year, the four each. I've exclusively played in Scotland. He played for us,
Oh,
Stenhousemuir,
that's so
Livingston,
annoying.
Dunfermline, then went back to Livingston and ended his career in 2012 at Queen of the South. I've won two honours. He won the Challenge Cup with Stenhousemuir in 95 96,
League
and then
Cup
the
with Livy.
2004 League Cup final against Hibs for Livingston. And I
That's
have
so annoying because
exactly,
I knew the derby and I knew the honour. I just couldn't
yeah.
picture him.
And yeah, he played
Oh,
loads of times for Livingston and then pretty much no other times for anybody else. He made 52 starts for us over the 10 years he was at the club.
Jesus.
Um,
Being a
and then,
backup goalkeeper is the dream gig, isn't it?
oh,
Really?
it's the bit like Scott Carson, just that as a
Oh
life.
my
Like,
God, mate. That is the way to live
insane.
life.
What a hero.
That's it.
Um,
Train your kids up to be keepers, gang.
yeah,
That's the way to make
but
some dough.
not quite good enough to be a
No.
starter.
Nail down a first team place somewhere and
Yeah,
then get your
yeah,
move.
exactly. By the way, it's 4-2 in Ayrshire as Killie are 4-2 up against
Jesus.
St Mirren.
Kilmarnock scored 4 goals in a game.
John Jules got a hat trick.
Bloody hell.
Not happening. But let us know if you managed to remember Roddy McKenzie, who, by the way, is now running a football business called First Choice Goalkeeping.
Love that.
So he's stayed in
I
the
mean,
game, but like not in the traditional way, and I respect
there
it.
was us saying that your kid should be second or third choice. Roddy will prove you wrong.
Are we now doing ads for Roddy McKenzie's Goalkeeping
Roddy, if
school.
you do want to sponsor the
Yeah,
podcast, do
exactly.
get in
Roddy
touch.
McKay. Oh, that'd be class. Being sponsored by a former Hearts player, even though the one that did concede four. But it's fine. You were
The
still
Hibs at
playing.
home.
Aye. Anyway, if you did enjoy this episode, please let us know on your podcast platform of choice. It massively, massively helps leaving us a review. If you're watching on YouTube, please have a like, comment, and subscribe. Perth to Paisley on our socials. Perth to Paisley at gmail.com if you want to fire us over an email. Adam, where can they get you on all the socials?
You can find highlights of the Scottish League Cup final from 2004, in which Roddy McKenzie made amends for conceding those 4 goals at home to Hibernian at Kendo's column.
We'll be back next week at the normal time. We'll be back. It's unbelievable. It's felt like
Hopefully.
ages since we've done a normal release to discuss all the fallout from Ibrox and anything else that happens between now and then. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.